Hey guys, Games for Life here. In today's video we're gonna take a look at how to get Hematite and Wolframite. These are essentially the basic resources from which you get iron and tungsten. We've got some canisters right behind me with iron, respectively tungsten, and we're gonna take a look at how to get each one of those, meaning all the ways to get them and all the places you can mine them from. So you're gonna be able to use these two resources to get a ton of advanced stuff in Astroneer. That's why it's really important to know how to get them early in the game. This is what you will find in the wild, Wolframite and Hematite, and then all you need to do is smelt them and you get iron and tungsten. Now we're gonna go to all the places you can find them. For Hematite, that's on Glacio's surface or in Novus's caves, and for Wolframite, that means in the Solo's caves or in Kelidor's mountains. So in just a minute we're gonna go to all of those locations, and it is finished smelting, so it's really that easy to just get them. But first I want to show you how you can actually get them at the trade platform as well. Basically you can trade scrap for a ton of resources here, and 2 Hematite cost 3 scrap. That's 1.5 scrap per iron. It's pretty expensive, but if you don't feel like going to other planets to mine it, then you can also go this way. Especially if you have a scrap farm, which we've done in a past video. Might want to also check that out. And Wolframite is the same. For 3 scrap you're gonna get 2 Wolframite. That's pretty straightforward. So if you're a bit more advanced and you've got a scrap farm, you can do it that way. But if you're a complete beginner, you're gonna need to go to some planets and mine it manually. And later you can also use an auto extractor to automate the process. You're probably gonna want these resources when you're building a bigger, better base. So if you're in that situation, I've got a video for you. It's about 5 base hacks that are really gonna help your base look better, feel better and be more efficient. So I'm gonna have it on screen right now. You can check it out after finishing this video if you want to. But let's get straight into action. We've got a shuttle right here with some buggies and some seats, so that we can find the resources on the planets we're going to. Now we'll launch into space. The first place we're gonna go to is Novus, Fesania's moon. This is a pretty small planet, so it should be pretty easy to just find all of the resources. Let's land somewhere randomly and we'll go from there. We're gonna be able to find Hematite here in the caves. So what we should be doing is dig down, and I'm really hoping we're gonna run into some Hematite pretty soon. So let's get out and start doing that. Oh, we've got a cave entrance right here, that's convenient. Let me turn on some lights so we can see in here. And wouldn't you guess it, we've got some Hematite right here. So yeah, this is pretty easy to find. All you need to do is mine it and then you've got it. You can also have a smelter on the go with you. Maybe you're using one of those little portable smelters that you can have in your backpack. Or if you don't have those yet, you can also use a big smelter on top of your rover or on your train or whatever you are using. So it's just that easy to find it. Maybe we got a bit lucky, but you should be able to just dig down from the surface and find Hematite on Novus. Now the other place that you can get Hematite from is Glacio. So let's go over there. And you've probably already seen it in the background in the intro. It's all over the place right on the surface. So if you don't feel like going through the caves of Novus, just go to Glacio. The planet is a little bit more dangerous, meaning the plants will try to kill you a bit more. But if you're okay with that, you can just run around on the surface and find all the Hematite you need, like right here next to our base, for example. And it's basically everywhere here, so you just dig it up. It's pretty easy, you're gonna get tons of it on Glacio. Actually, that's the main reason I first came to Glacio, because I needed to get some iron, and this just felt like the easier option. And then all you have to do is just smelt all of it into iron, and from then you can use it, craft all the resources, platforms, whatever you need. Iron is actually a pretty useful resource, so I would suggest you getting it fairly early, and yeah, my recommendation would be Glacio. Now let's move on to the Wolframite. So we're going to the Solo and Kelidor. We'll land on the Solo first, and we're gonna dig down into the caves just like we did on Novus. So this should be pretty easy as well, right? I land into a random spot, it really doesn't matter. You should be able to find it all over the planet. Basically what I'm trying to say is that the biome you're in doesn't really make that much of a difference for these resources. And I'll dig down until we reach a cave system, and from there we can start exploring it in search of Wolframite. And there we are. We've got a cave right here, so let's see what's going on. Got some plants that are trying to kill us, that's nice. We might have to go a little bit deeper, but first I want to explore this first cave layer. I see some aluminum right there, we've got compound and quartz back in that space. But I see no Wolframite so far. Got some quartz, yes, so a ton of resources in these caves. But I think we should keep digging down in order to find the Wolframite? Well, actually we found it right here, so it's pretty common in the first layer, I guess. You can probably find it easier if you dig down a little bit more, but we found it in the first layer, so you don't actually have to go that deep if you don't want to. And there's actually a ton of it right here, so this would have been a really good place to set up an auto extractor. If you want me to do that in a future video, then make sure to let me know down in the comments below. But yeah, you've seen it, so this is how it looks in the wild, and you're gonna get the Wolframite that you just need to smelt into tungsten, and then you can use it for whatever you want. Now I'm digging away back up to the surface, and we can go to Calidor and see how easy it is to find Wolframite there. And we're headed for Calidor now. We know Wolframite is in Calidor's mountains, so I'm gonna try to land as close to the mountains as possible. So let's see where would be a good spot. Maybe right there. That looks pretty close. And we've got a nice landing pad right here. I'll leave the Wolframite we got from the solo in here, so that we can mine some more. Now it's just a matter of finding it. Yeah, so region mountains, we're definitely in the right place. I see some over there, and that's actually pretty close to our shuttle, which is right over here, past that wall. So this wasn't really that hard to find. Seems to me like it's pretty common on Calidor as well. So yeah, these are definitely pretty good ways of getting these two resources. And trust me, you're gonna need them as you advance in your Astroneer world. As you want to build bigger and better stuff, you're gonna need these two resources, no matter what. And that's basically why I wanted to make this video, since I see a lot of people in the comments not knowing how to get these specific resources, or finding it difficult to get them. But as I said, once you're more advanced, you won't really feel like going around and digging them up from planets, so you'll probably have auto extractors. Or if you don't have that, you might want to trade scrap for them. That strategy works as well, you're just gonna need a scrap farm. But that's a topic for another time. Now I would like to ask you to leave a comment down below with what other resources you'd like to see a tutorial of, just like this video. So if there's any Astroneer resource you find hard to get, then let me know down in the comments below. And don't forget about that base hacks video I was talking about earlier. It should be in the end screen as well, so go watch that next. And yeah, that's all for today. I've been Games for Life, and I'll see you next time. Cheers, Astroneers!